So, you want to be a real estate investor, but where do you start? How do you know what information and sources to trust? That's where I come in. I'm Jonny Cattani, and this is the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. Hey guys, real quick, before we start, go to investwithcattani.com and download my free ebook, Is Commercial Real Estate Recession Proof? Now to today's show. What's up, guys? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Friday Follow-Up here on the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. I am your host, Jonny Cattani. Holy cow, you guys. Crazy that this is happening on a Friday follow-up. Can't make this up. I mean, I guess the math checks out, but 100 episodes. That's right. You are officially listening to the 100th published episode of the Investor Relations Real Estate Podcast. Wow. I cannot believe we're at 100 episodes. It is a daily, so obviously, expedited. This would be right around the 20 episode mark for a weekly show. Which is perfect because this is when they say hit your stride. And ironically, that's exactly how I feel. Some changes are coming. We will get to that. However, 100 episodes, it's amazing. I could not do this without my incredible team. So first, a shout out to my amazing producer, April. She's amazing. Very grateful for her. She works very hard to get all of this done, all of the content, snippets, everything. So thank you, of course, to my amazing assistant, Rose. Equally as important and amazing, does all my scheduling, rescheduling, handles a ton of the social media. Both obviously play a very vital role, and we would not be here and as successful as we are without them. So thank you. With that, guess how many downloads I'm at? Just guess. I think last time I was right around 10,000, somewhere in there. 22,092 downloads. Let's go. That's big, huge. We are rolling right along. 22,092 downloads in 4 months. It's amazing. We're getting a ton of traction, which has been awesome. Starting to get some YouTube followers, subscribers, I believe, as they call that over in that world. So getting some YouTube subscribers, which has been amazing. We're up over, I believe, like right around 110 followers on Instagram, purely organic, which has been equally as amazing. Along those lines, we've got some awesome new content coming your way. If you've been following all along, it's pretty much just been snippets from the podcast, which of course are loaded with value, but we're going to add a ton of additional content coming up. I'm not going to say much more. I want to tease it, but follow me. You know what? It's us. Follow us on Instagram at the IRR podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Jonny Cattani. Follow me on LinkedIn. There I go by my government name, Jonathan Cattani. That's probably the best place if you're an investor, entrepreneur, professionally, of course. Probably the best place is LinkedIn. However, I do some professional content on my personal Instagram, and I'm going to get better about posting on there as well, so you guys can see more about what my life is like outside of this beautiful studio that we have here. So again, thank you. Of course, thank you to the listeners. You guys are obviously vital. Grateful that you've come along on this journey. So with that being said, we've got some changes coming, and good changes. They usually say, like I said, you hit your stride right around 20 episodes. In my case, 100. In this case, we're hitting our stride in the sense that, especially on these Friday follow-ups, you probably noticed that they're all over the place. And the irony there is that's actually a really good glimpse into my brain, because it's all over the place. And these are typically off the cuff, just whatever's on my mind, current events, different things. But what I realized is that I'm not taking this as an opportunity to really, give a glimpse into my business, right? I talk about it, of course. So I'm basically just going to now have a plan for the Friday follow-ups. This one is obviously celebrating 100 episodes. And now I'm going to introduce myself, who I am, what I do, where I came from. So my name is Jonathan Cattani. Everyone calls me Jonny Cattani. I am the founder of Cattani Capital Group. Going back, I went to college, did not finish college, still have not finished. 32 years old, just turned 32 on August 4th. Shout out to listener Jay. Yes, I'm talking about my birthday again. But you know what? It's an August birthday thing, so I don't expect you guys to understand. So anyway, shout out to my Leos. So 32 years old. I bounced in and out of different jobs in college. After college, ended up becoming a stockbroker here for a discount brokerage at E-Trade. Was licensed, had my Series 7 and my Series 63, worked there for 3 years, worked my way up to working with high net worth clients. You know, some calls were more like glorified customer service. Other calls were awesome. We would talk to, I'd talk to day traders, placing trades, doing quick trigonometry in order to calculate day trading buying power. It was fun. And I learned a lot about finance, of course, learned how the stock market really works, the ins and outs of the market. And however, I did not like the corporate world. It got very stale. I got stuck in that spot, and despite my efforts, just could not move positions, even laterally, certainly was not able to move up. Really no fault of my own, except that, just that's how the corporate world works. If you guys are in it, have been in it, you know exactly how it goes. And it was stale, and I can't do stale. I get bored when I'm doing what feels like the same thing over and over. So I left that for the fast-paced life of tech startups. If you're in the tech world, you know that Utah, specifically Lehigh, has become a pretty big hotbed for tech startups. Got some incredible ones here. Weave is here. Let's see, who else is here? Wow, I'm like 2 years removed and I forgot all the names that were here, but we have some big names here. Needless to say, Divvy, who I ended up working for, got into the sales side of things, liked it, didn't love it, but it was fun. Certainly enjoyed the structure better than the corporate world, right? A little bit more freedom, relatively speaking. Of course, there's free food, which, if you know me, is really the way to get me to go anywhere, is by offering me food. So that was fun, but still not really what I wanted. And I actually ended up getting laid off because of COVID, which worked out. So they basically paid me to leave, got a severance, took some time off, about 9 months or so, had a savings, just had some life events happen. This is all within a 5-week period here. So within 5 weeks, so this is May of 2020. I lost my job. 3 weeks before that, not even 2 weeks before that, my grandfather passed away, who was my original mentor, started what is still a successful concrete cutting business, which is based out of here in Utah, still in the family, for reasons we don't need to get into, decided not to follow the family business. And ultimately, so grandpa died, got laid off, and then was dating a girl at the time, and she dumped me. Drove off, and still to this day have not heard from her, which is fascinating, not getting closure. I mean, obviously 2.5 years removed, we're good now, but it is a fascinating headspace to be in. And when it rains, it pours, as they say, right? I struggled. I didn't really get out of bed except to let my dog out for like a week. had no idea, was really just having an identity crisis, no idea who I was, what I wanted. And, of course, time heals all wounds, picked myself up, started just exploring, honestly, started going out and hiking mountain peaks. Did a bunch here in the Wasatch Range, did Mount Nebo as my first one, which is the tallest in the Wasatch. Ended up doing a few others in the Wasatch, did Timp. Also went down into LaSalle's and did Mount Peel, which is the tallest in the LaSalle's, which overlooks Moab, which is absolutely incredible. All of these were for the sunrise. So starting at about 1, 2 a.m. on the trailhead, hiking through the dark with a headlamp, and getting to the summit for the sunrise, which if you have experienced it, if you have not, it's probably one of the more spiritual moments I've ever had in my life. There's something just absolutely magical about it that I really can't describe, except you really just have to experience it. And through that, just started saying yes. Didn't wait for people to do things, did things on my own. Went down to Arizona for my birthday that year, met up with some friends, but I actually drove, stopped in Moab on the way, did Mount Peel, and then stopped in Flagstaff and did Mount Humphreys, which is the tallest peak in Arizona by a long shot. It's a sneaky 12,600. Incredibly groomed trail all the way to the top, which was amazing. Actually ended up meeting someone up there who is still a very good friend of mine. She's a thru hiker, and she's actually come to visit, and we did Mount Olympus here in Utah. So what I mean to say there is I did a lot of soul searching and really decided that I wanted to do my own thing. Wasn't sure what that was, but due to my time at E-Trade, I noticed how many high net worth individuals had real estate in their portfolio, whether that be their retirement accounts, using their retirement accounts to invest in real estate. And so I started listening to podcasts, reading books, of course, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Purple Bible. I think anybody in this industry can trace their beginning to that book, at least the majority of us. And ended up finding a group on Facebook who was looking for some investors. Shout out to Greenlight Equity. Still friends with all of them. Ended up joining the team, working kind of behind the scenes, helping with like their CRM and some marketing, some campaigns, building automations, that kind of thing, and help them scale from 70 units to 570 units. Raised a little over $12 million for all of those transactions. And it led me to join a mastermind. I joined Raise Masters. Shout out to Raise Masters. Joined them and have just signed up for year 2, actually, and have really decided I wanted to start my own group, do my own thing. I identified capital raising due to my innate ability to talk to people. It's my superpower. I love talking to people. From those who have observed, have seen that I have an ability to get people to open up with me, whether it be a very vulnerable conversation about what they might be going through in life, or opening up about what they do in life. And, if they're not doing what they want to be doing, what they'd rather be doing, maybe what's holding them back, really just having an innate ability to get people to be vulnerable with me. And in return, what I really think is the genesis of that is I do it in return. If you're going to get vulnerable with me, I'm going to empathize, and I'm going to get vulnerable with you too. I'm going to tell you a story of, somewhat equal proportions potentially, so that you can understand that I know how you feel, that I've been through it, or I can empathize because of some life experience, right? And because of that, I identified capital raising as what I want to do. And so I started Cattani Capital Group. We're in the process of identifying our first official capital raise. A lot harder than I thought, despite what people told me. But it's been absolutely amazing. The people that I've met along the way have been nothing short of incredible, not only to me personally, but to my business. You know, my network continues to grow. I'm super grateful for all of the amazing guests. I totally forgot to bring that up in the beginning, but obviously this podcast wouldn't be what it was without my incredible guests, especially the ones who took a chance with me in the beginning. You know, I had some amazing guests on before I even launched, which is of course a risk on their, you know, their time is valuable. What if I never even launched? And so I'm extremely grateful, extremely grateful to be at this point in my life. I love it. I love the challenge. Every day is different. It's hard. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cheer, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. And so we're going to keep moving forward. A little bit more direction this time, which will be awesome. And so next time, what I'll get into is really the foundations of my business, what it's built on, you know, kind of, you know, how capital raising works, how you start, you know, what, you know, the different structures that are available as a capital raiser. You know, you've got the opportunity to have, you know, a fund, whether that be a single asset fund, which they call an SPV, special purpose vehicle, single purpose vehicle. It's ambiguous. You've got your obviously multi-asset fund. I think I said that. You can clearly see that my brain is running in circles. You've got the opportunity to join the GP, join the general partnership of a deal by raising capital and be a part of the asset management, which is certainly, you know, an opportunity that a lot of capital raisers take advantage of. Getting on the active side is a pretty common trend, you know, starting passive and going to the active side. So we'll get into all of that. I'll get into more detail, but again, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been an incredible journey. There's so much more to come. We're just getting started, but 100 episodes, it feels amazing. And I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Be safe. See you guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope you really enjoyed it. Listen, I know it's cliche and you hear it all the time, but please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you know when the next video is coming out. Even though this is technically a daily podcast, you know it's coming out the next day. We have a ton of content coming your way. So please like and subscribe. It helps a ton. Leave comments. Would love to know what you guys think. And we will see you on the next one. Thanks so much.